My name is Charlie Musselwhite. I was born January 31st, 1944 in Kosciuszko, Mississippi on the Natchez Trace. That's right smack dab in the middle of Mississippi in the hills. So I'm a Mississippi hillbilly. But a lot of my family lived in the Delta. My mom grew up in the Delta on the Sessions Plantation next to the Stovall Plantation where Muddy Waters grew up, and had a lot of uncles, and I still have cousins there too. So my earliest memories, some of them are from around the Clarksdale, Mississippi, so I also have a home there, and it always feels good to go home to Mississippi. But my main home is in Sonoma County, California, Northern California, in the wine country. I'm the only musician in history that moved to the wine country and quit drinking. But I drank enough to float a battleship before that. 2 quarts of liquor a day. A lot of people ask about what is blues, and it's kind of like a philosophy or just a way of looking at life. I call it your buddy in good times, and it's your comforter in hard and bad times. It's always there for you. And if you want to party, the blues is there to party with you. If things are going bad, blues is like, we can do it. We can get through it. You know, it'll be a better day later. Just hang in there. So blues helps you through whatever life throws at you, good or bad. It's always there for you. Some people think it's just a kind of music. I say it's way more than a kind of music, you know. A lot of people can play all the notes, and they know the 3-chord change, the 1-4-5 chord change. And that's all nice. They don't make it blues just because you play the notes and the chord changes. You can just play 1 chord change and 1 note. But if you put your feeling into it, if you put the blues into it from your heart, that's what the blues is. It's a feeling. It's just a convenient way to express that feeling with the 3-chord change and the blues scale. But you know, B.B. King could sing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" and you'd know you're listening to blues. It put the blues into everything. Otis Spann, the piano player, was a real good friend of mine, and he was like the personification of blues. I mean, everything he said, the way he dressed, the way he walked, the way he played piano, the way he talked, the way he laughed, it was all pure blues. He's one of the closest to pure blues I ever knew. Growing up in the South, blues was just part of the environment. I heard blues on the radio. I heard street singers downtown in Memphis, and near where I grew up there was a big old sawmill, and there was a guy who used to play out there. When people would get off of work, he'd be out there playing for tips, playing his guitar. And I lived right by that place. I could walk down there and listen to him play and go home and sit down and try to figure out what I watched him playing. And later on, as I got older, I got to know a lot of the real old-time guys around Memphis, like Will Shade and Furry Lewis and Gus Cannon, Earl Bell, Abe McNeil, Johnny Moment, Willie B. Willie B was really good. Willie B played harmonica on a rack and guitar at the same time. A lot of great guys. And they were real flattered that I sought them out and to meet them, and because I loved their music, and we became friends, and they were more than happy to share with me what they knew and teach me. Of course, the harmonica is the only instrument you cannot see how it's played. It's all covered up. Every other instrument, you can see something with your hands or somehow that it's played, but you're really on your own with the harmonica. And I've been going around Memphis looking for blues records. I go to old junk stores, used furniture stores, anywhere that had old 78s. And anything that said blues on it, I'd take it home. I didn't know anybody was collecting records. And if I had two that were by the same person, like, and one was a little better than the other, I'd just throw that away. Later I found out it might have been throwing away $500, I don't know. But the harmonica really stood out to me. I really loved the voice-like vocal of it. And one day I remember thinking, it sounds so good, it makes you feel good listening to blues on the harmonica. I bet it feels even better just to play it yourself. So my idea, and I don't know where I got that idea, but it still seems to make sense to me, is you make up your own blues. You learn your instrument, and then you play what you feel. So I would go out in the woods by myself, and I'd sit on the bank of the Cypress Creek, which ran not far from where I lived, and I just started making it up. I'd play a note, and I'd think, what's the next note I want to hear? And I'd find it. Now, what do I want to hear next? And I'd create melodies and things just on my own. I was just thinking about what were the notes I wanted to hear, and I'd find them. And that's how I learned how the harmonica worked to a degree. Then later on, up in Chicago, I got to know guys like Little Walter and Big Walter. We called him Shaky. And there's a lot of harmonica players, Junior Wells and Carrie Bell and One Arm John Rencher. He was a real good friend of mine. Good Rockin' Charles. A lot of harmonica players that were. And still, when you're playing, nobody can see what anybody else is doing, but we would sometimes stand shoulder to shoulder with the band backing us up, and we'd play our best, and we'd hand it over to the next guy, the same harmonica and the same microphone, and then he'd play, and then he'd hand it over to the next guy, and he'd play, and it was a friendly kind of a competition. And Shaky Horton would be kind of watching us, and when he felt like it, he'd just come over and take the microphone and just wipe us out. You know, he'd kill us. He was always showing me something new, orally. Not, I couldn't see what he was doing, but, and it was, my first real teacher was Will Shade in Memphis, and he said his mother taught him, and she grew up in slavery. And he said he also taught Walter Horton, who later I learned from in Chicago. So I got all these links that go way back, just to play an harmonica. And I started out playing Honers back when that was the only really quality harmonica you could find. But today I play the saddle harmonica, which is an older company than Honer, actually. And I think they're the best. That's all I play is saddle harmonicas. They just make sense. Stainless steel reeds, a wood comb, 1847 model. That's for me. What can I play?
Lovely.
I'll have to come back so we can do more.
Yeah, you need to come back.
And stay longer.
Yes.
We only got here yesterday.
Yeah.
We're leaving today.
Too short, too short.
Yeah.